are you talking about?
Oh no, the game people is lost.
Oh yeah, that way we lost him. Sorry.
We literally lost them.
And we're back.
All right,
No,
cut the
not
recording.
that gay people.
Bro, we lost them. It's a little sad though.
Yeah.
We'll get him back.
Tyler, do you want to do the recap for us? Get us in the mood for D&D?
He told me earlier before the session that he would want to do the recap. Didn't you, Jordan?
Actually, he told me that you would want to do it.
I sure
Well,
said
I
these
told
words
him.
probably.
Alright. Okay. Gonna drink some of my Dr. Pepper so I can get in the mood.
Disgusting.
Your mom.
Oh, and
Anyway,
once again, we're starting
that's
without
where we
Silver
left
because
off.
he's late again.
Oh yeah, so
Who's
Silver
doing the sleepies?
Silver became copper today. Anyway. Man, I should have said bronze actually. That would whatever. So last where we left off, we had a little bit of downtime after the clusterfuck that it was in dank dust of the cobots and the dead people and fucking I think it died a couple of times and shit. Polio has died a couple of times, physically and mentally. But you got some stuff done. I finally got the short sword from that Thad has commissioned so many moons ago. Of course, after his death, Jin stole shit.
Lies.
And so as we step back into Lavinia, the Tidebringers are all waking up in various states in their rooms in the Last Grotto bar. Except for Ruben, would you have spent the night in your apartment? Alex, Ruben?
I said I was doing laundry and just listening, so doing that.
Okay, well, I'm going to assume that Ruben spent the night in his apartment then.
Oh, Ruben was at the, with you guys.
Okay. So yeah, you all come to consciousness in the Last Grotto bar and head down for some breakfast. Based on all of the things that you guys commissioned, all of those, I believe the one that would take the longest is Shalex's shield bow, the Guardian Shrubbery. And that was 7 days. So is there anything else that you guys would like to accomplish in Liechtenstein Harbor within those 7 days? I know I did some I know Eterna did some shopping before the session started. Just to kind of get it out of the way.
A high five.
Congratulations, you've given someone a high five.
Alright, cool. I think that's all I needed.
Okay.
Nope.
Tyler, I don't know what you're saying because you're cutting out.
You hit me in the face. Why the fuck did you?
I think he's being banished to the Shadow Realm. Jeez.
Tyler, are you okay? Is your internet okay?
Tyler just left.
Tyler's
He's
died.
I was about to say,
banished to the
can I-
Shadow Realm.
Can I roll to banish him to My shadow realm.
That sure is a shadow realm.
Yeah, I'd do the same.
So, there's nothing that anybody wants to accomplish within those 7 days?
I want to try to work and make money.
Okay. What job are you gonna do?
Artificer things.
You're gonna make shit for people?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Can I play the game now, Internet?
No, you're not allowed to play the game. I'm sorry.
Actually, yeah, because I want to work to try and make money, but on the side, I'm going to look for leads with my old group.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a check with your Tinker's tools. And roll another just either insight or investigation check, if you'd like.
Tinker's tools would be intelligence, yeah.
For this, yes. Alright, after the cost of the raw materials with an 18, after the cost of the raw materials over the 7 days, you're able to make 30 gold.
Alright. And then, what was the other thing you told me to do?
Either investigation or insight as far as looking for leads.
Investigation or insight. I'm bad at both. I wish I wasn't bad at both. I will roll an investigation. 16 plus 4. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And that was investigation?
Yeah.
At one point, you head up to... Give me just a second. Let me make sure I say the right words. At some point, you make your way up to the VAC's kind of town hall within Liechtenstein Harbor. And you do a search throughout some of the records based on the timing of when the attack happened. And where each adventuring scroll was at each time, because there's a record kept of that. And there weren't, like, on the night that it happened, there weren't any adventuring scrolls or any adventuring groups within even 5 miles of where you guys were camped. So, whatever group caused the incident was not an official adventuring group.
Interesting.
Some other faction within the Shattered Isles. But that's as much as you're able to gather in the few hours that you're able to squeeze in between trying to sell bits, baubles, and little trinkets and like small clockwork automata.
Did I get any updates from Alwyn on the trade deal idea?
Alwyn gets back maybe around the 4th day. And he spends most of the rest of his time there.
Oh shit.
Speaking with various merchants. You see him just like in passing a few times along the main street.
Nice. Ooh, can I buy a disguise kit?
Sure.
That's not spelled right. There we go. How much does disguise kit? Cost?
Give me just a sec, I'm looking that up.
Is that's like a tool thing? It's not like an item I put in my like.
Yes, that is a tool.
Okay.
Not finding a price on it, so given all of the things that would need to be in a disguise kit, I'm gonna say 50 gold.
Okay.
But I will continue to look for that, and if I find it, I will update you.
Alright, and whenever I typed in disguise kit, it just says that it was an item, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah. So, that'll be everything for Eterna. Poyo, Jin.
You know what? I would also like to make some money.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
And when I say make money, I mean steal it from other people.
Okay, you're gonna steal some money from other people.
I'm gonna do good old pickpocketing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Roll me. How many days are you gonna do this?
It's not like we're gonna come back here anyway, right, guys?
Or we're gonna blow up.
How
as
many
soon
days
as
are
leave.
we? Like
You have 7 days
7 days?
until the last of your commission stuff is done.
Probably 4.
Okay. For each day, I want you to roll me a stealth check, a thieves' tools check with dexterity, and a sleight of hand check.
For each day?
For each day. So go ahead and roll for the first day.
Stealth 26.
Okay, very good.
Sleight of hand 24.
Very good.
And thieves' tools 28.
Alrighty. You manage to slip into one of the richer sections of town and pick the pocket of one of the bureaucrats that works with the VAC directly. And you make away with 46 gold, 8 silver, and a small ruby worth maybe 30 gold. $46, $80, and a small ruby. 46, 8, and a small ruby, yeah. Go ahead and roll for your second day.
Second day. 16.
16.
Whoa, shit.
Natural
Ooh,
20.
natural 20.
And 12. Oh,
Then 12.
12.
Okay.
That's
Wait,
a 20,
hold.
though.
Yeah. This time you figure it's maybe best to avoid the richer section of town for a little while. So you step into one of the smaller tavern restaurants near the docks, and working your way through the crowd, you manage to pick 3 separate pockets, coming away with a total of 8 gold, 4 silver, and 23 copper. But you do get a few, like, suspicious looks during that, and you end up having to dash into an alleyway and use your headband of disguise to avoid getting caught out. Had a couple of close calls there.
Cool.
So that
No
is going to
one
make
suspected
your
thing.
3rd and 4th day a little harder.
That's fair. I need a little challenge, you know? 17.
17,
Alright, let's
13,
go.
and 15. Odds or evens?
I mean, you gotta go for odds always, man. That's how these things work. Odds are associated with the left, and left is always right.
Okay. Stepping into a small clothing and apparel store, you manage to pick the pocket of one of the customers there. Unfortunately, all you find in their pocket is a few spools of thread and a few needles. Basic sewing, and like there's a few like scraps of fabric in there as well. But as you try to like go for a different pocket to see if they have their coin purse somewhere else, they kind of whip around, and fortunately you were standing next to someone else, and this other person just to this person that you were trying to rob looked a little more guilty. And so you watch as this person that you were trying to pickpocket just goes apeshit and chases this random bystander down the streets. You manage to slip away, not getting anything out of the encounter other than an accelerated heartbeat and a few years shaved off your life.
What a goon. That's the thrill of it, you know? Gotta keep the heart pumping.
Bumping.
Alright, last day I'm gonna roll in person, because that last one was bad.
That was bad, yeah.
Okay. Stealth. Why does that happen? Okay, stealth is 13.
Okay.
Uh, 23 sleight of hand.
Okay.
And 19 thieves' tools.
Okay. At this point, you figure it might be safe to head back up to the richer side of town.
So,
Wandering through up there, you don't get any good opportunities to pick any of the richer people, their pockets. But you are able to slip up on a couple of guards, pick their pockets, and slip away. you get 2 gold, 18 silver, 7 copper, and a small plain bronze ring.
Is there any like insignia on it or anything, or is it just nothing on it?
It looks like a simple working man's wedding band that he had, for whatever reason, taken off and put in his pocket.
Maybe he's one of those hustlers, one of those adulterers. He probably deserves it. I
Well,
say to myself, justifying what I'm doing.
So that's 4 of your 7 days. You have 3 other days if you'd like.
For the rest of my days, is it possible to learn any more information about the person I learned about, like the Westine or like the gnome that I heard that can help me, or anything about like Yanyan and
You want to do a little bit of
I'm
research
looking
on Yanyan?
Yanyan, Westine, the thing that I was told that I can make, like the elemental sword thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Do investigation, as you're kind of like pouring through books trying to find the ones with the information you want.
Hey, does anyone want to help me learn this information? Anyone want to spend some of their days with me?
I'm busy.
What for?
Researching things that I'm interested in.
Like bald people?
We could do that, but not right now. I just want to know more about this Westine stuff and the elemental stuff that I got.
I will be right
Okay.
back.
Well, can't say I will be really useful in this search, but I'll be happy to help. I have nothing to do.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, that means advantage?
Advantage.
What? I'll take the silence as a yes. Alright, great. Let's go. High five me. So good at this game?
Nice one in investigation.
Thanks, bro. That's why I wanted help. Boom, shaka, boom, boom, boom.
Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka.
I return.
Alright. Wow,
Boom
welcome back.
shakalaka.
When'd you leave?
Like literally a couple seconds ago.
You sure?
Yeah. I even said I was going to leave.
You say that?
I did.
Yeah.
It's even in the recording.
Well, I'm not gonna listen to that. You can't make me.
Alright, so, while I was gone, what occurred that I should know?
Poyo decided to help me.
Okay. So in
That's
that case,
okay.
investigation with advantage.
Boom, already did it before you even said anything. Okay,
Holy
that's good.
shit.
18.
Holy shit. 18. Okay. And for this day, are you specifically researching Yanyan as the country, Yangnam as the port town, or are you trying to research the gnome that you referred to, or are you trying to research the metal?
The various types of metal that I found, or specifically Wistine.
Specifically Wistine. With an 18, Wistine is an alloy that is forged cold. It is made using some of the it's made specifically out of some materials that are found in like ores that are found in the elemental plane of air. The few like chunks of land that exist in the elemental plane of air that kind of float around on the currents. It is found in there. You also see that it is found in some quantities in the floating islands of rain. But that the refinement process requires that it be, in order to refine it into proper Wistine, as opposed to some other metal or material, it has to be done with no heat, and using acid rain collected from the elemental plane of air. And that the exact refinement process is a trade secret maintained by one of the smithing guilds based in the Betrayer Peaks in Yanyan. Known as the Cold Coal Coalition.
And the Betrayer Peaks, where... Can you show me the big map? Is that like... Do the Betrayer Peaks like run all across Yanyan? Like, what are the Betrayer Peaks?
The Betrayer Peaks are a set of mountains that run across and mark, for the most part, the western border of Yanyan, between Yanyan and Ylisandor. And they stretch up into the sky, into the floating Isles of Rain, the furthest out of which fell and became the Shattered Isles. And so the Shattered Isles were once a part of the Betrayer Peaks and the Islands of Rain. It's all sort of like on a line there. I can send you a screenshot.
Wistine was found like in the floating islands of Rain?
Yeah, Wistine can be found in trace amounts in the floating islands of Rain, and in larger quantities in the floating islands in the elemental plane of air. But the refinement process is difficult and a trade secret.
So if the Shattered Isles were a part of the floating islands of Rain, then could there be Wistine on the Shattered Isles?
It is entirely possible to find Wistine ore amongst the Shattered Isles. Yes.
Wow. You should look at that. Okay.
Presumably, given enough time, the Tobolder kobolds would find some.
Is there an exact location for the Cold Coal Coalition?
The Cold Coal Coalition is a international smelting and smithing and blacksmiths group. They're based mostly in Yanyan. But they have members in Ylisandor. There's a decent base of the Cold Coal Coalition in the town of Paka, Paakka, in Ulyssendor. But most of the members live in Yanyan, from what you can tell. And that's as much as I can give you with an 18.
Okay. Alright, day 2.
Okay? Go ahead and roll investigation with advantage if you're going to... If Poyo is going to continue to help you research this.
Are you still
Yep.
helping? Yeah,
I'm still helping.
Hell yeah.
14.
What
Yeah,
specifically
yeah.
are you
7,
researching
14.
today?
Alright, today I want... Okay, so he talked of an elemental weapon of, like, combining Wistein and the 3 other from the elementals. Like, I want to know, like, what that's called, like, how it happens, or anything about that. Like, the specific making and forming of the weapon.
Okay. What you're able to find with 14, typically metals that have a basis in planes other than the material plane only play nicely with metals that are also based in the same plane that they're from, or with metals from the material plane. Getting a metal like Meridium that is from the elemental plane of water to work in a weapon and to forge together with Malchium from the elemental plane of earth, or with, say, a metal from Mechanus or from Mount Celestia, is a difficult process that has only been accomplished a few times in the past several hundred years. Several of these completions of these, they're known as planar weapons, given their attachment to more than one plane. Several of them have been made by one specific blacksmith, who lives out in... Let me give you where he lives before I pull up my name generator. Lives out in the capital city of Casthernia, Castherne. Castherne. Sure, that's a good name. We'll call him Rowley. Rowley. He's a dwarf, older in years now, and all 3 of his successfully made planar weapons were made before the Emergence War, back when he was still in his first century. They were all used in the Emergence War, and all of them were lost in some form or fashion. The particular record that you're reading notes that none of them burst, as is often the case with failed planar weapons. The two metals that have been alloyed together, as it cools down or as it is subjected to stresses, can sometimes burst and explode violently, which tends to scatter nearby creatures and objects across the various planes, mostly into the Astral Sea. But none of his did. But he hasn't made them since the Emergence War. Tales of planar weapons in particular, and this is the last thing I can give you for a 14. Tales of planar weapons in particular note that they are particularly powerful. That oftentimes enchanting is done as a part of the smithing process. Partially to help grant the weapons the extra durability that an enchantment provides to a weapon. An enchanted weapon is much, much, much harder to break than an unenchanted weapon. And that's the case for any item. From what you can tell, they're very hard to make. Oftentimes made to inherently be magical. Only a few people have ever made them, and one of the two people that is still alive who has made one, in fact he has made 3, is currently living in the capital city of Casternia.
Flamio.
So that's all you can get with the 14. Are you going to do one more day's worth of research?
Yep, that's all I got.
Alright, your last day. What are you researching today?
I want to know more about the port of Yangnam and the gnome I was told about. The Dadra Fearfoot?
Theodadra Fearfoot. Yeah.
What a stupid name.
Fearfoot? Or like Deerfoot?
Why would you be afraid of foot?
Why would you be afraid of deer?
Poyo, if you're continuing to help, then Jin, go ahead and roll an advantage.
Yep.
15.
Man, we're on a roll. I did not expect to help you at all. Wow.
Listen, you still have 4 days of doing your own thing. These are just 3 of them.
Yeah, sure. This is on the side.
This is a side project.
Yeah, Theodrada Fairfoot is what it's called, actually. What she's called.
Fairfoot.
Yeah.
Well, like
T-H-Theodrada. Theodrada Fairfoot.
If I want to mispronounce her name, I will.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's in your notes correctly.
Technically is.
Technically.
And while you're not able to find necessarily any information on Theodrada, you are able to find some information on Yangnam. As I've told you, it's a northern port city in Yanyan. It is situated on a large river, the headwaters of which are in the Fearlands. And Yangnam is somewhat well known for its magical water treatment plant. There is a fairly large collection of wizards there who work together to remove the corruption of the Fearlands from the water to make the water safe to drink and sail in, and to help preserve the lives of the fish and other creatures that live in the river. There is a small wizards college there. It's just called Yangnam School of Magic. Like I said, very small. The headmaster's name is Vartan. He is a rather large mountain orc. Beefy guy, who is also the person responsible for beginning the water conservation effort there. Beyond the wizard school, though, it's a fairly poor town. So you are led to the conclusion that Theodrada is likely associated in some way with the Yangnam School of Magic. That's all the information I can give you off of the 16. So that's the last of your days. Poyo, you have 4 other days that you can do things with if you'd like.
Yeah, I was not expecting to get that much information.
Yeah.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Poyo is quite a help, apparently, in research.
Even though you said you wouldn't help at all. I'll look at some papers, maybe. Proceeds to find all the information.
Listen. I looked up on Fantasy Google. That's exactly what happened.
Well, it does help that the VAC as a organization and as a government places a heavy value on information, and so maintains like pretty large repositories of information wherever they can.
Yeah.
The town hall in this case doubles as a library.
An encyclopedia.
Yeah.
That anyone can edit.
No.
That I can edit.
No.
That I can try to edit.
Are you going to try to edit some of the records that the VAC has?
No, I don't think I will.
Not
I think
in
that'll
the
be
4 day.
that'll
Not
be
today.
the feature episode.
Not today. Not today.
Okay.
That'll be a side mission later on.
Yeah.
If we ever come back. If we ever come back.
If we ever come back. Alright. Alan, fucking the day before, Blaze wanted to, show me the thing that, I believe I said I wanted a shield or, like, a plate. Of just saying, basically, along, that will say, like, something very mean to my dad. Do I know that Blaze got that done? Or...
Sure, we'll say he got it done.
Alright,
On
cool.
the second day, you have like it's pretty much just like a small wooden shield. He's not going to charge you anything for it. He made it himself. He says as he hands it to you, don't try to use this as a shield, by the way. It looks like one, but it is not built sturdy enough to do that.
Perfect. I'll tell my dad to use this specifically as a shield, then.
Excellent.
So what did you write anyway? I look.
You look, and there's nothing written there. He says, I didn't. I figured you would want to write it yourself, considering you know what difficulties you have with your family, and I don't. Plus, I'd rather kind of stay out of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Blaze, I'm not trying to be rude, okay? For once, this is a bro to bro moment. But aren't you made of fire?
Kind of. I am a fire genasi, if that's what you're asking.
And you made a shield out of wood?
I did.
Huh. Life is strange, ain't it?
That's kind of racist.
Shh. Shh,
Is there anything else you need?
No, that's all for now. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, anytime.
See you later, Blaze.
He morphs into this little ball of flame and just bounces away.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
I go back home. Or, well, by home I mean fucking... You basically live it... For now, you're just kind of crashing at the Lava Grotto.
Yeah.
But I tried to get, like... I'm guessing my quills aren't strong. Maybe my bigger ones are strong enough to, like, etch into the wood, yeah?
Yeah, you can scratch a message into the wood with your quills.
Alright, cool. No, I think I wrote something that... But give me a second. No, maybe go find it.
Tyler's looking through the files on his computer. No, scroll
Me-
past that one. That's porn.
Mean
Scroll
things to
past that
say.
one too.
Oh, fuck,
Scroll
oh,
past
no.
that one too. No, don't click on that one. Don't click on that one. It's labeled with an E. You know what that means.
E.
E is for evil.
Rated E for everyone.
Oh boy.
It's an- it's an- Damn.
Also, we can welcome Silver to the table. Hi, Silver.
Fucking Silver, you've been breaking my internet. That's what you've been doing. Thanks a lot, Silver. Anyway. Alright, Alan, this is what I write. You ready?
Okay.
You're ready?
Oh boy.
Yeah. You're a troglodyte.
You're a troglodyte?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, it's spelled like here. I get. This is how. This is how Polio would do it.
Do you include the smiley face?
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait. This smiley face.
Gotcha. Smiley face with angry eyebrows.
Yeah. Also, Polio rules.
Okay. And you,
Yep.
I assume you're going to mail this off to your father.
Yep.
Okay. You make
Do I
your
just
way
go to
into
the post office.
yeah, the VAC town hall.
Okay.
Encounter that same serpent shifter that Reuben had spoken to a few days prior. And
Oh, hey, pal.
hello. What can I assist you with?
Yeah, can you, remember that letter to, Mr. Famine-Time? To Magnus Famine-Time?
Hello.
Yes, I remember that coming in. Are you Magnus
Yeah,
then?
No, I'm Polio.
Okay.
But yeah, I just...
Eden!
he won't-
Mute yourself! Bruh. So if you're not Magnus, what is your interest with this letter?
Oh no, I'm saying that I did send the letter, like I said. Like I told you that I would do. But he also he wanted to send his dad something as well, which is this wooden shield that should help him in his as a little gift. So, father. However, he didn't seem to package it, so.
Well, we can
if you could be
certainly
so
do
kind.
that. Packaging will be a little bit
Uh,
extra.
Yeah, I think he gave me the money. Give me a second. Edit. These pockets are shit. I need new pants. These worker pants are terrible.
Hmm.
You need to fucking tell your boss that this uniform pants is awful.
Well, the policy on that is still you are free to buy your new ones if you'd like.
Oh no, I'm just saying the materials. Crap.
Well, packaged and delivered to the Famintine household.
Yep.
It's going to be, since it's a crossing the channel, here, let me weigh that, actually. He takes the shield from you, sets it on a small brass contraption, marks down
Yeah.
the number. It's gonna be 6 gold, 8 silver.
What do you say?
6 gold, 8 silver.
Okay. Here you are.
Alright. I'll get this packaged up and sent off on the next ship across. Probably expected to arrive within the month.
Yeah, I'll tell him that.
Anything else you need?
Nope, I should be good.
Alright.
They should be good.
Well then, Poyo, have a good day.
You too.
You hear a mumble,
Keep up the
fucking.
good work.
You hear a mumble, fucking kids, under his breath as you like turn and walk out the door.
I'm 25.
Do you turn around and say that to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't notice. Or at least he pretends not to notice. You're not quite sure which.
I take one of my little clothes and fucking throw it at him, and I quickly run.
Hey! So, anything else you will need to do, Poyo? During those 7 days?
I
Didn't
guess
Poyo
I'd take
already
one of
go?
the fucking short swords that I had.
Poyo spent some time working with Jin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How much money did I end up making?
That's a good question.
Silver for ones are
You were
actually
working
allowed.
for all 7 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead and... I told you how much you would make per day. So I'm sure you took a note of that.
Day.
Yep.
Minus 7 the first day. Jordan, can you roll for me?
Am I rolling?
14 times 7?
That's not a roll.
You make just shy of 100
times
gold.
7.
98.
1d14. What? 1d14.
Make
Times 7.
98 gold.
I think Alan already rolled it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, cool.
And I said it 3 times. Maybe only 2 times.
Did I make good money, you guys?
Yeah, you made 98 gold, Alan said again.
That's 7 times
Yes.
14. He said 1d14 times 7.
Oh wait, Alan, wouldn't that be -7?
Yeah, minus 7, so
Oh.
91.
91.
Yes!
Okay.
Or
So, with all of that completed, Puyo, I think you do have one more day if you'd like. You don't have to, though. You can just spend a day lazing around.
I'll spend the day days lazing around, but before before sunset or whatever, I go to the fucking where Thad, Leo, and Gilda was buried and shit. Not buried, but like memorialized or whatever.
There's a mass memorial that their names are included in, under construction, on the southern side of town. So it's still being built, but their names are being included.
Alright. I go over to Gilda's, I guess, fucking tombstone first, and I place down a toy ship from the ship toy set.
Okay.
Then I go over to Leah. No, I go over to Thad's and put down only one of the dragon sword, the fucking one of the short swords that Thad commissioned.
Didn't Jin get both of those?
That's why I said one
what
of
did
them.
I get?
Both of the dragon
Yeah.
swords?
Did
Yeah,
I
you
give
gave me
him
those.
them? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I thought you denied them. Huh.
Well,
And
I
then
was
you
on
already
my
put
stuff.
one.
I don't know. You're weird, Jordan.
No, he took both because they are
Okay,
better than the
good.
things that he already had.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Then I'll fucking...
Take a shit on his grave. I'm sorry. Oh, and if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Let me just degrade it quick. No, we just get his fucking rip. Just dig up his grave. Yeah. Oh my god, it's just a toy skeleton.
I know, it'd just be dirt.
Nah, it's a dirt skeleton.
Oh,
But I guess I'll just, I'll put down a silver ring.
okay. Is that the ring you found under the table in Zephyrian?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I put that silver ring down. And for Leo's tombstone, I did sell the ice shield. I don't know why it's still in my inventory. Right, Alan?
Yeah, you sold the eye shield.
Yeah. I forgot to remove that. Um. I'm totally not just finding all the garbage in my inventory or anything.
Poyo just gets to Leo's grave and starts rifling through his own pockets like, ah, fuck. I didn't bring anything for Leo. Ah, God.
I guess I just put down a dagger. No, wait. No, that's stupid.
Leo was an alchemist. You could put down, like, a potion of healing.
I don't think I have. I'm not sure if I have any.
I'm not sure if you do either, but it's just a suggestion. God damn it.
I'll just go quickly buy some.
Yeah, you can buy one for 50 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Can we just say that I just came back from not Miracles, but yeah,
From non-specified herbalist store that sells healing potions.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I put down a potion of healing on, well, not on Leah's tombstone. This is like right in front of the,
Yeah.
yeah.
A couple of the workers there that are, like, busy chiseling more stones for some of the other folks that died in the battle kind of look over and nod respectfully. And then Tyler's internet died.
Go back to dozing off.
Okay. Then Tyler's internet undied and Tyler died. So,
Damn it.
as you guys all kind of group back together, me through miracles, picking up Shalex's guardian shrubbery. All of your commissions you can go ahead and add to your inventories. Alex, remind me, did you or did you not end up commissioning the acid enchantment on your axe?
I did not because it was too expensive.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I will say Ruben probably checked in at the mass every couple of days in between waiting, just to see came for him.
Yeah. Nothing really came your way. Ruben, did we go over like what you were doing for the 7 days?
No.
No? Okay. So you have 7 days of downtime that you can do whatever with if you'd like. I thought we forgot one of you guys.
Well, other than checking the thing, he's probably just kind of meandering around. Like, he's not really doing much. He really is just thing to come his way.
Right. No, it doesn't show up within the 7 days there. So, grouping back together, you guys all end up outside of Mithro Miracles. Shalix, you've just picked up your Guardian Shrubbery. Kind of looking at each other like, what next? Is there a what? Not yet, because I'm behind on prep, but there will be. I will work on that while you guys presumably roleplay.
Cough, cough. Oh god, I'm dying. Help. Oh no. There, I almost fooled you there.
So,
Alright, so, first order of business, we're going to Yanyan,
yeah.
Onion.
and that's all, we need to do, right? Oh wait, what was the thing we were trying to do? We're trying to save the world or something?
You know, only take some camps, set them on fire. You know, like huge of a great big stupid poopy pant.
So why are we going to Yanyan?
Well, I can talk to this person about getting this cool planar weapon, and then we can do that, because we're going to the mainland anyways.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
is
think
it
that
on
there's
like?
a specific place that we are looking to go to, so we can just
Is it?
hop to Yanyan, be our merry way.
Is it what? Is it like on the way or is it
We can go to the north.
Well, what, the north? No, we're not going
Well,
there.
Well, we're all going to north. We're just not going that north.
We're not
Charlotte.
going. Yeah, we're not going like Vesium north. We're not going Fertia north. That's a little too north for me.
Sure, we can stop
I mean,
by.
there's kind of, you know, the
What do you mean
feelings in the way.
stop by?
We can stop by my grandfather's place.
You say stop by.
Okay, when you say
Like-
stop by, you mean like
like
multiple
when it's-
months.
Multiple miles.
Multiple
miles.
months to even get there.
Oh.
That's not just like a drop by kind of situation. That's a field trip right there. And are we on the time schedule for a field trip right now?
I don't think the tide would let us.
I don't think the tide will allow us.
That's why we bring it.
It's just a suggestion. I mean, completely up to you guys.
Listen, Charlie.
Okay. If the
In
if
the
the need
future-
arises for us to go north, we'll go north.
Nice.
But my need arises for me to go to
Well,
Yanyan.
Didn't y'all say something about like a map?
A map? We have a
A
map?
map.
Something
Map?
about like a map.
What about
That,
the
like-
dog courts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, do we have something about the Dark Orcs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
But where does that tell us to go?
tells us to go to Yanyan. That's obviously.
Copy image. Go to Discord.
Well, you mean we're going to
Voice chat general.
Namjian,
Paste.
the city called Namjian?
Aha! See, I was right.
We're going to the horse's mouth.
So you see that river on the north of Yanyan? That's where I want to go. That's where the port is. Yeah, Alan.
Yes.
Okay.
The circled place up there.
That's where.
Okay,
that's
so
where the Dark
Yanyan's
Order
like
is.
on the way of where we need to be going for the Dark
Yeah.
Orcs.
Yes.
Hey
So
Alan,
what is
would I
this?
know?
What is this weapon?
It's the planar weapon. I got 3 of the 4 elements. I just needed the element of air, and I can make a cool weapon.
I think you need the element, and I just go behind. I just quickly teleport behind him. Surprise!
Are you going to use Dimension Door to do that?
Yes, I will waste a fucking spell slot for that joke.
Hell yes.
Roll performance to see if you surprise me.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Do I surprise you?
Ah! You gave me a spook right there, bud. Alright.
So I guess
I assume we can't just like take a boat, just like on the coast of the Fearlands. I feel like that's a bad thing.
Oh no shit.
So we can go to the port of Yangnim, and then we can make our way north to wherever that place is for the Dark Orcs.
I'm not that north, Sharlek. Sorry. Maybe next time.
Listen, if the Dark Orcs have something that needs us to go even more north, then we would take a field trip. Okay? That sound good?
Live.
And if you're willing,
What do you mean
willing
lies?
to,
I'm stating probability. There's no lies in my probability.
nah, Sharlek's all they want is facts and straight answers.
Well, there's nothing
I
straight
want-
about this move.
I want facts and opinions and
Well, you certainly got an opinion.
Well, here's my opinion, and that's my opinion.
Wait, can
That's
I
a
write
good
that down?
opinion.
I need to use
No.
that later.
It's too long. It's too long to put on paper.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
we gotta. I
we
believe-
should take passage, yeah?
I believe
to
Dom got a
mainland?
boat ready, didn't he? Or am I misremembering things?
Huh?
Wait, does someone have a boat ready for us?
I thought Dom did. Or let's go. Let's go ask him. Let's brag him for a boat again.
Again? Wait, did we steal a boat from him before?
Uh,
Was I ever there for
Well,
that?
I don't think you were there for that.
I think I was there for that.
Ruben and Shalix was. I have phone also was. Man,
I was there. I swear.
Nice rhyming.
stop fucking swearing, bro.
Achoo.
God
What?
damn it.
Oh my god. Stop.
But yeah,
Stop this person now.
I guess we crash into Dom's place, and we go ask him for a boat to.
A vessel for transportation.
Or make sure that he ready to boat or is willing to lend us a boat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading up to Dom Roderick's tower.
Sure.
Okay.
What, sorry. Just to get everything out of the way. Did, my backpack absorb the poison?
I did not know.
Darn.
I need more mushrooms.
They patched it.
Okay.
So,
I had
heading up to Dom Roderick's mostly glass tower. Was completely reassembled and has been standing there. You walk in and the doors are open, and there are several groups of like younger mages. You would assume younger mages based on the robes and the fact that they're all taking notes from Quill. In one of the lower levels, Quill looks up as you walk in. Oh, hi. Welcome back. Do you need me to get Dom Roderick for you?
Yes, please.
Excellent. This will just be one moment.
Yep.
He teleports away. The class immediately descends into chaos. There's whispering and a couple people shouting obscene things at each other.
Ruben just stares. Shut the fuck up! He points at one of them.
Roll a performance check.
Are you talking shit about me? I'll beat
What
you
am I
up,
doing?
kid.
Roll a performance check, Ruben.
God. I would think more intimidation than any.
Sure,
Sure.
you can do intimidation.
Wait, which one am I better at? Hold on.
That's a question for you, sucker.
They're the same. So, he baby. $14.
14. This guy, kind of like a, big burly guy. A bull shifter with he has the horns jutting out. He's got the big snout. But he does not have the fur or anything. It's just those aspects. But he's leaned into it with just this massive gold ring just dangling from his nose. He kind of turns over to you. What'd you say to me, Pipsqueak?
I said, shut the up. Be respectful.
I like it. I like your microphone censored you.
He just kind of steps over to you, cracks his knuckles. Only if you can quote. And he just begins listing off this strange arcane theorem. It's page 8, section 12. And eventually he stops talking and you have no idea what just happened.
I will whisper over to Ruben. Wow, what a fucking nerd. I hope
I
he
w-
heard that.
I want to try
I
to
said
quote
that
him.
enough. I said that enough to hopefully he heard that.
Alan, I want to try to quote it.
Roll an Arcana check.
All right.
Can I try to quote it?
Sure. Roll an
Even though
Arcana
there's no
check.
way in hell I'd know it.
Nat 20, go. 13. I don't know.
So I
Unfortunately,
rolled a
Shal-
nat 20 plus 7.
Unfortunately, Shalex, you do not know the passage. But as Eterna starts spitting out jargon, you're like, oh my god. And this guy just kind of turns over to you. And he reaches into his pack and pulls out a book real quick, thick textbook looking thing. Starts flipping through, holding his finger on the page, tracing it down. Looks back up at you. Okay, I guess I'll shut the fuck up. And he puts
You
the
better
book
not.
away and just turns back and heads back over to the class.
Ruben just starts joke on you dance that Spencer does from I. He just starts pointing at him and just starts throwing his fist at him, and then he turns and just puts up a hand to get a high five.
I look around. There's no teacher around, right?
And
Just
at that
kinda
moment,
squints.
Quill teleports back down. He says to you guys, "Alright, Dom Roderick's expecting you, 4th floor." And he turns back to the class that is suddenly now extremely quiet. Looks across the class. Points to the bull. "Good job. Extra points for good behavior."
Hey, Quill.
Oh,
Can
yeah?
you- I'm glad that the bull's the ringleader, but I think that he can work on his studies a bit more. As I, name what section I just told. Since I don't know what section that was.
Well, that is a bit of an advanced text. The purpose of this is more answering questions about some of the core culture anyways. But, yes, I'll make a note of that. You're apprenticed to Nathan Iglenzens, yes? The bull just, slowly nods. His eyes are, kind of narrowing a little bit. Alright, I will, let Professor Iglenzens know.
As we, go to leave, I definitely flip off the bull kid.
Ruben continues to do the joke is on you, Dan.
I also flipped the kid.
You can just-
I literally flipped the kid.
Wait, are you gonna go over there and fucking pick this guy up?
No, I don't want to be fucking sued. I don't want to be sued.
Okay. Just flip the kid.
I want to drop one of my mold arrows without anyone noticing.
Oh, shit, okay. Roll sleight of hand.
22.
Okay. You've successfully, dropped a mold arrow in the center of Roderick's tower with, no one the wiser. As you guys make your way up the stairs that are around the outside edge of the inside of the circular tower. Just kind of heading up to, you head up to the 4th floor, and there's like a laboratory kind of set up there. Dom Roderick is busy mixing potion ingredients, reading out of a book, and he holds up a finger towards you guys. About 2 minutes later, there's a small poof of a greenish colored gas. Dom Roderick nods a couple times, makes a note, and then turns. "Yes, I was told you'd left town. We're beginning to wonder if you were actually going to head up the coast to fight these orcs or not."
Yeah, we're here because we're pretty sure that you have a boat for us.
I had arranged for travel, but after you headed inland, I canceled those arrangements.
How soon could they be remade?
Well, you're free to head down to the docks and ask around yourself. I could probably have something for you in a couple of days. As you can see, and he just gestures to the rows of, chemicals and, 3 separate boiling, liquids in Erlenheimer flasks. It just says, a bit busy.
Would I be able to identify any of the stuff that he's making since, I kind of worked in a lab.
Not from as far away as you are.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to, like, get up close and actually, like, give it a good look. And even then, it's hit or miss whether you'd be able to identify anything.
I kind of look into the group. Well,
Like I said,
You're-
my understanding was that you were going to assemble a team and be ready to leave within the next day or two, and that wasn't the case.
I mean, Poyo, you're the most senior member of your original group, from my understanding.
Well, Dom, something came up, and we just got back from that little mission, and
Would have been
Our
nice to have
team-
been notified about it.
yeah, I am sorry. That was all on Sharlix there. They were supposed to notify you.
I left an arrow, but you guys didn't see it, apparently.
Yeah.
I see.
But we're right here now.
Yep.
Plus, you didn't
Yep.
ask whenever I came by like a week ago. Or half a week ago.
You didn't really say anything.
I wasn't necessarily going to bring it up. I didn't want to push the subject. The idea of confronting the orcs on the mainland seemed to scare you out of town, and that's typically not what a governor is supposed to do. So,
Well, you also forget that I was stupid enough to go on that first trip, and look where that got us.
well, right now I'd say a pretty accomplished adventuring group with what looks like a decent amount of money to boot for it. I heard you had some pretty valuable objects identified at Mithro Miracles, too.
Oh yeah, we found this ancient ruin in a dank cave. You know,
Who made that
Thieves.
mace? Do you know, Jin?
Who made it? No idea.
By the
Dude,
way,
St.
you're
John
very
Mace.
magical. If
I
I were to have
an
a
archmage,
cursed
yes.
object, is there a way to uncurse it to where I just get rid of the bad thing?
Not really.
Dang.
A cursed object, the curse is woven in with the rest of the enchantment. It would be very difficult to remove the curse while maintaining the integrity of the rest of the enchantment. The easiest way to deal with that is either to break its tie to you, to allow you to not have to interact with the object anymore, or, if absolutely necessary, remove the enchantment entirely.
Is there a way that I could break that without, like, breaking the enchantment? For instance, if I have a sword that gets farther than 10 feet away from me, I go blind.
Have you attuned to this sword?
No.
Well, I would recommend you not attune to it. But no, there's no way to remove the debilitating effects of a cursed item without destroying the rest of the enchantment as well.
I know, I'm saying because, like I have to attune to it till I can get it. But is there, like, a quick release? Sort of, like, douse yourself with, like, holy water kind of, like, quick, like, unattuned.
There is a spell to be able to do that, yes. If you are capable of 5th level magic, you should be able to pick it up.
I kind of look at the group. I don't think that we have 5th level magic.
Not many do. More here than in other places, but dealing with curses is a particularly tricky business.
Oh, yeah, there's also, like, a weird, like, kind of, like, cat lady that has, like, that one curse shop.
We're familiar.
She, like, low-key tried to kidnap me?
She does often have an interest in cursed individuals.
So you knew I was cursed, too, and I'm just the only one who's not like, man,
Look
this
at
is a
your
curse.
fur! Are you kidding?
Well, how was I supposed to know?
Do you not remember a time when your fur was not bleached out?
Bits and pieces.
I thought that was just hair choice, to be honest.
Is that why my... You thought it was a hair choice, but you didn't question when my blood was black?
Oh,
I
that
thought
is
it
a
was just
deep
lighting.
curse, then.
Your blood is black?
Yes!
That could have been ink, you know. Or, I don't know, I guess I never noticed their... I guess I'm just colorblind. Or uncolorblind. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
But
a
yes,
colorblind scientist.
I am aware that she tends to want to collect cursed objects and individuals. It's rather convenient to have her in town, so we put up with her. There's a number of cursed things that come out of the core ruins, so it's nice
Wait,
to have
does
a
she-
place to put
Does she
them.
just have cursed people in her basement or something?
Haven't asked or looked. Very intentionally so.
Do you think she has skeletons in her closet that are cursed?
And I
she
would
definitely
say
had
that's
skeletons
likely.
in the store.
I would say that's likely.
I think I sold her a soul.
Like
Oh.
I said, it's very convenient to have her in town to be able to offload cursed items without having to remove the curses of any sort. So we tend to look the other way when she does something a little off color.
Nice. Wait, so you're okay with her, but you freak out whenever I bring an undead here?
There is a difference between a dead skeleton and a living one. Especially after the difficulties that this town has had with orcs and undead in the past months.
Yeah, this time, I bet you this time around...
This
it's
time
not
last
really
year,
a
it
good
would
idea.
not be nearly as much of an issue. Simply a case of bad timing.
Looks at the rest of the group. So, are we going to go to the docks, or are we going to wait a few days so that Dom Robert can make plans?
Hey Dom, how
It's-
quick can you make plans?
He just
It-
said a few days.
It would take a couple of days given how busy I am and how difficult it is to find a captain willing to take their vessel into Fearland's waters.
So you don't trust me to sail one of your ships?
No, we would be sending a crew to take care of the ship.
Okay. I mean, what about you other guys? What do you think about waiting another couple of days here?
I'm fine with waiting.
I don't mind.
I mean, are we on a tight schedule or something?
Well, I don't know. Fucking like Draevok is currently taking a piss, so like I don't know how long he pisses.
I mean, he's not the only problem, but okay.
I know.
Concerns about Draevok or his generals aren't necessarily something that I'm willing to engage with at this point in time. But for now, I can certainly arrange a boat to take you to where you indicated the seafaring orcs had originated from. And hopefully be able to return you if you are able to deal with them efficiently and hopefully in a way that goes as unnoticed as possible for as long as possible. We don't want to start another war here.
Okay, well then, just let us know in a couple of days, and we'll be there. We'll be sitting.
Alright, I will, I'll add that to my to-do list. Was there anything else you all needed?
Can I have an eye patch?
There's
Why?
a tourist shop 3 blocks down.
I mean, why wouldn't you need an eye patch? That's much required on the seas. That's what basically criteria.
What?
It's part of the criteria of being on the seas. Have an eye patch.
Act like it's
All right.
Xbox.
Yeah.
So I guess we leave and we go and get probably an eye patch, right?
I'll
You
stay-
can buy an
I'll
eye
stay-
patch for 6 copper.
I'll stay behind for a second. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
Once
Okay.
Poyo puts the eye patch on, I want to cast blindness.
Okay. Let me do Shalex's thing first, and then...
Hi, sorry. You are good at creating magical effects and stuff, correct?
Yes, I'm a archmage.
Probably not what I need, though. I have a challenge for you, if you can. I need something that reduces sensitivity to the sun.
In what way?
In a way that you know of the kobold species, correct?
I'm familiar.
You know how they are extra sensitive out in the the sun, the daylight.
Yes, they have a similar difficulty as some other underground races.
Right. I want to find a way to make that difficulty either lessen or completely vanish. Do you think
I
can
assume
do
you
that?
have a particular group of kobolds in mind.
Yes. Very friendly, very nice, and potentially on our side if there's a war.
How many
If-
of them are there?
The thing with kobolds is they're very short-lived, but there are quite a few, and I don't think they're gonna die anytime soon.
Is that where the kobolds are known for their smithing capabilities? Is that where the materials and the mace that Jin brought into Mithro Miracles came from?
Yes.
I'll give it some thought. He kind of nods a
Um,
few times.
Okay. Just so we know, I would be willing to fund the research. I don't have much at the moment, but I can definitely, whenever I have some, I'll send you over.
Any funds would be appreciated. I have some of my own, but I tend to keep those busy.
Yeah, and I'll talk to the kobolds. If you say that you're able to, I can definitely try to convince them to send you some of their funds.
Well, our
Yeah.
undead friend,
Mhm.
I assume you're familiar,
Yes.
has been
Going back and forth with them. All right.
trying to go back and forth with them, trying to set up some form of a trade deal.
That's good.
So likely I
Alright.
could use him as a source of communication.
Yes.
I'm sure he'd be happy to be important.
Mm-hmm. And then here's all I have on me right now, and I give him all my gold.
How much gold is that?
I had 42, and then the 91 that I got.
Okay.
So that sounds like
Like 150-ish?
yeah,
A little less.
somewhere around there.
91 and you said 42?
Yes.
Yeah, 143.
So this all I have at the
133.
moment.
133.
This all I have at the moment. But yeah.
That'll definitely allow me to get started on that. I know there's some plants that grow in Arau that have inherent resistance to the sunlight, and there's a group of elementalists out that way that I can speak to as well.
Thank you very much. I better leave before they buy the night patch without me. I need one that looks exactly my skin tone, so it looks like I just was born without an eye.
I see.
Brilliant.
Well, with your translucent-ish skin, that is probably going to be hard to come by, but I'm sure there's someone in this town capable of making it.
Yeah. I
Good
have
luck.
2 days, or a few days. Alright. And then I run out and jump in. There's still the elevator in the center, right?
Do you jump into the center?
I do jump into the center.
You descend slowly through the tower.
Yay. Alright, I did like a full dive.
Yeah. Yeah, I would assume. Not based on who Shralex is, but based on who Silver is, I would assume. Meanwhile, so Eterna, you're casting blindness on Poyo as soon as he puts on an eye patch.
Yes.
So Poyo, if you wouldn't mind, as soon as you wrap that itchy piece of felt around your head, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I didn't even choose a fucking color. Come on, fucking, goddamn, hold your horses. God.
What?
fucking
Okay,
damn you.
first, please describe to us the eye patch that you would like to purchase.
It's black.
You know, I'm gonna wait until like you like just paid for it. We're about to step outside.
Oh, okay. I know you're gonna do it while I'm like trying it on.
No.
Because
Okay.
I'm not gonna actually. See, the thing is, I'm probably not gonna. I was actually thinking of putting it on when I'm actually on the ship. So.
Well, it's 6 copper either way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I did pay. I do the pay and the transaction
Transaction.
and capitalism.
You're Poyo. I want to see it like with it on, like how it fits.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute. Should take it out. I put it on. Aye.
Roll a
I can just
Constitution
kind of
saving throw.
just cast. Man, are you sure you're not blind?
I have a spell slot, don't I?
Sure you do, yeah.
Wait a minute. I can just counter spell, huh?
Yeah, you could.
But do you know it's a spell?
Presumably.
I don't know. I'm blind.
You can't counter spell if you can't see the spell.
Oh no. I mean, what I? Yeah, wait. You just cast a spell like on like where I put the eye patch on, shit, on the side on my right side of my eye.
Actually, you know what? Because it's only verbal components, Eterna, go ahead and I'll say roll a performance check to see if he knows that there's a spell happening. To see if you can slip the verbal components just into normal conversation. Performance or deception.
Okay. So for perception,
Deception.
for deception. Okay.
Yes.
Well, performance would be +4, and deception would be also +4.
Wow.
So I rolled a
Choice.
1.
Oh, the choices are crazy.
So yeah, you notice Eterna like smiling evilly as you're putting the eye patch on, and like it's like tries to cover up spell like the incantation
Like, very
of a
badly.
blindness spell with like a sneeze, but like in the way that you're trying to get everyone around you to hear it. It's like Donald Trump.
Yeah, I just fucking blink. I don't blink, but yeah, I counterspell that.
Now, with the nat 1, Eterna, I don't think you know that your spell's been counterspelled. At least not immediately.
Wait, did I recognize what kind of spell it is?
Sure.
Cool. Hey, who turned off the lights?
Eterna just for the first time, by the way, Eterna just starts laughing. Y'all have not heard her laugh before.
I clearly like make eye contact with Jin, and I'm like, who's this? And I immediately punch Jin in the shoulder.
Jin, Poyo, pretending to be blind, goes to punch you in the shoulder.
Can I redirect it to someone next to me?
You can certainly try. Roll an athletics check.
Okay. That's answers. 16.
16. Yeah, sure. So Shalex, as you're walking up to the group,
Yes.
you see Poyo like putting on an eye patch, and you witness this like spell exchange happen. And Poyo like turns to Jin and suddenly lashes out, and Jin just blocks and deflects, and suddenly you have a face full of fist.
I just stand there.
Poyo, your hand hurts.
Yeah.
Ow, jeez, Jin, you have really hard ass fur. Goddamn. I mean,
It's
I
all the
don't know
muscle
that.
build.
I mean, I don't know that. I don't know who I'm punching. I'm just punching the dark right now. Yeah. Although, hey, Shalix, where you
Must
been?
look crazy, dude.
You punched me.
Oh man,
It's
I
been a
should have
while.
cast darkness instead. Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
Oof.
We all get dark. We all
And
go
everyone
dark.
but me could have been
Darkness. I cast darkness.
Do you actually?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, I didn't think you did, but I was ready for it.
Well, do I have dark?
A random nearby tiefling casts darkness.
Thank you.
Yo, I didn't know Ruben had darkness.
So why is Poyo punching me? Did I do something wrong again?
No, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was blind.
I don't know if it's a joke or not,
No, Shalix, you're fine.
guys. It's hate me. It's okay.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't mean to punch you. I meant to punch totally not Jin. I was just punching blind. I was punching blind.
Whatever you say.
Okay. Now I know your true feelings.
That were buddies. Come on, bud. Let's get you an eye patch. What color you want?
I want a crystal eye patch.
Okay. We might have to go to Mithril Miracles for that one.
I want it now.
Okay, we go over there, Shalix. Let's. I just kind of, I really try hard to push Charlotte, but I just can't. I just fucking struggle. Hey Ruben, can you help me? Want to come with? Wanna get Charlotte an eye patch, like a crystal one?
You know, sure, I guess.
Alright, let's
You're
go.
not looking for it?
Honestly, I felt for the half, like, 30 seconds you guys were talking, and
No, nothing important
Yeah,
happened.
same.
This is why D&D is the best game.
Because it's just an acid trip.
Because it's just literally just people being stupid at each other.
Hold on, I
It's
just
the second you
associated-
put on the eye patch, I make you blind. Oh my god, I'm gonna go with the Mithril Miracles, and whenever Shalek puts it on, I'm gonna guess it.
Okay, we'll say for the purposes of this, you aren't able to find a crystal eye patch at Mithril Miracles, but there is like, we'll say there's a like a mountain dwarf, like in a shop nearby that sells like jewelry and accessories and whatnot, and has like a crystal eye patch. It's not quite the same shade. It's almost like a lime green crystal.
That's fine.
But yeah, So, Shallex, are you going to purchase this lime green crystal eye patch for 5 gold?
Oh yeah, are you gonna purchase this lime green crystal eye patch?
Ribbon has money. Ribbon, you have money, right?
Eterna will buy the eye patch.
Committing to the bit.
Perfect. All right.
Oh man.
Here you go, Shallex. I'm gonna put it on.
Thank you.
Roll
I'll
a
let you
Constitution
finish.
saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
That succeeds.
Damn it.
As soon as I feel
Eterna,
like
I tell you what, Eterna, if you have inspiration, I'll let you spend it to make him roll again.
Unless you
So
want
I
to
think
waste
I have
on it.
inspiration, but I didn't actually put it on there. Whatever you said, Dungy Dugos or whatever I put. Dungy Dongos.
I don't think I gave you inspiration for that one.
I remember I asked you, and then you never said anything. I'm like, I take that as a yes, but I haven't marked it. But for the purposes of comedy, can we just have
Sure.
Let's go blind?
No, I got a better idea.
Oh, boy.
Instead of me going blind, as soon as I feel a spell effect getting on me, I cast color spray.
Now everyone else rolls con saves.
60, 10, 5, 6.
Those are d6s.
Oh. 5, 6.
So you can
I think I
affect
rolled
up
the
to
same.
27 hit points worth of people. Does anyone
Damn it.
in the party have less than 27 hit points right now?
No.
What if I hit you
I-
with this axe I
I-
found?
I punched Polio a bunch.
No, wait!
Shallex just gets his eye patch, and Eterna, like, cough spells again. And just Shallex just starts beating the shit out of Poyo.
I immediately shift, by the way. I instantly shift.
I go, oh
He has
no, I'm
brace for
blind.
impact and shit.
Oh no, I'm blind. I punched Polio.
D&D is the best game.
I give Eterna a look. I just squint.
She doesn't care because she thinks you're blind.
I quickly throw a quarter.
Catch it,
We-
snap it, stare at you.
You better get out of the shop. or
Oh,
else
you can't
the
stare at me.
shop
You think I'm
owner-
blind.
How much health does the shop owner have?
Over.
No. For the
No.
purpose of this, the shop
Are we
owner
now
is
the
going to be
iPads
out of
for
range. I thought about saying yes, and then I remembered Jin's in the party, and has been literally stealing from everyone all week.
As you do.
As you do. That's what you do.
That's what friends are for.
Oh man.
Alright.
Wait. Since I think Poyo was blind, can I try to pick his pockets?
Sure. Roll a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because
Oh
you
my
think he's
God.
blind and he's not.
That's gonna be a 10.
Cool. Poyo, you see Eterna like casually like trying to sidle up to you to like slip her hands in your pockets.
Do I know? Am I aware that Eterna still somehow thinks I'm blind?
No. Maybe. Sure.
Like, sure, okay, cool.
Sure.
I immediately shake and turn it off. Oh, fucking squirrel!
Turn and take a point of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
So 2 days pass.
And we get our spell slots back.
Ugh.
Yay!
Yep.
Yay!
And we're gonna go ahead and take about a 5-ish minute break.
Cool.
That was fun.
I'll give the recording a quick advert from our sponsors. Are you out of
Mountain
wealth?
Dew.
and
Have
money?
you watched Owl House yet? Or you
Have you watched Our House? You missed the fucking latest episode. Woof.
You missed the funniest episode ever, the season
It was-
finale
it
of
was-
season 2.
That was the greatest fucking
Bro, I laughed every
happiest.
single minute.
Yeah, he did laugh every second.
So, stepping back into the world of Lavinia. After a few days, we'll say Poyo gets a telepathic message from Dumb Raverick. I've made arrangements, with a, Captain Ashanti. He's a younger, more risk-taking fellow. He's willing to, take his crew up to, drop you off there and pick you up and get you home. I've had to offer him a significant amount of money, to get him to agree to this, but it's all set up. Should be departing within the next couple of hours. If you would get your stuff ready and be there this time.
Aye aye. Copy, John.
I assume you tell the rest of the party?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Oh, hey, by the way,
Yes.
before we leave, I want to, like, tell Alwyn, like, where we're going. And
Yeah.
be, like, he's probably gonna stay on the mainland doing his thing.
Yeah, he's gonna stay in the Shattered Isles.
I'm going to ask for worksheets to do while I'm gone.
Have you completed the first worksheet I gave you?
Probably. I feel like I would have.
Yeah. Good. As a second, this dives a little bit more deeply into some of the more common vocabulary. Should only be 4 or 5 more after this for you to have a basic understanding.
And then I don't know how long we're going to be going. But I will let you know when we get back.
Good. So far, your idea of working as an agent between the kobolds is doing well. Especially since Dumb Raverick has taken a particular interest in them as of late. I have certainly become established in this town. It feels good
Nice.
to be doing again.
Yeah. Which is
Good
gonna
luck
be
on your
fun
journey.
because- Yeah, because we might end up going to the Fearlands, so You know, I'm thrilled for that.
I know. It's what you've always wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just like not. I'm not powerful enough to actually do anything that I am aiming to do. At least not yet.
Power has a way of finding the people that it needs to reach.
It seems to.
Good luck.
By the way, Alan, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So, the brooch does necrotic energy,
It does, yes.
but the sword resists necrotic energy.
It does, yes.
Does it resist the brooch's energy?
It is necrotic damage.
Wahahaha!
Would you like to attune to the sword?
I want to attune to both.
Alrighty. What other items are you attuned to? Any?
None that I'm aware of.
None of your infusions require attunement?
I don't think so.
Check that real quick. I know some artificer infusions do require attunement, so...
Yeah. My armor does not, and my focus does.
Okay. But nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay, so those are your 3 attunements. So in order to attune to anything else, you'll have to unattune from the focus, given that both the brooch and the sword are cursed and you cannot unattune to them.
Yep. I don't know if I really need to. We can pay someone.
Yeah.
Oh wait, if I die, do I become unattuned?
Well, you could also get unattuned if you're away from the island for an hour.
Not necessarily.
curses.
Not necessarily with a cursed item.
So if I die, do I become unattuned?
Presumably.
Which
If you
then
no
put the
longer
grave-
if you no longer exist, it's kind of difficult for you to maintain a relationship with an item. However, dying while attuned to a cursed item is a great way to become an undead.
I mean, she wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but she wouldn't necessarily remember that she didn't mind it.
So, Strength of the Grave wouldn't necessarily break it.
No.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, no. So, as you guys kind of gather your stuff, head out to the docks, you're met on the docks by a younger, human-looking man. Blonde hair, bleached skin. He looks like a surfer dude. He's got like a little bit of like a peach fuzz goatee going on. Like I said, kind of thin and wiry, but looks strong enough. He says, "Ah, our local heroes.
Marg.
That's more like it. I'm Captain Ashanti. Heard you were wanting to take the boodle for a little spin. Right up Draevok's arse and back.
Actually, we would like to sail across the sea. Well, that works too.
The boodle is the name of my ship.
Yeah, I know. I just like to play dumb.
You do it very well. I had no idea you were playing. So.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you. Poyo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heard plenty about you, young dragon follower. And he kind of
I keep
pulls...
forgetting that I just kind of... I'm not really hiding it. I keep forgetting that.
He kind of pulls down the edge of his tunic to show a splash of brass scales across his chest.
Yo, I think we're related.
Maybe.
Couldn't the stupid dragon just fly us over there? That just occurred to me.
That's not how... Are you really going to tell a god, hey, can you just arrange transportation for me?
I
What
wouldn't-
kind of...
I wouldn't
Does
tell
she
my
have to come
friend.
with us?
Listen,
You want to ask
Listen,
her
it's-
yourself?
it's fine.
I mean, my grandfather did that.
I'm
And
already
he
gonna
lived
do
to
this,
tell
right?
the tale?
How original.
Hold on. Crystal... What's your name?
Shelix.
Shalex. You're saying your grandfather basically told a god to give him a ride, like an Uber.
No, it's
No, my grandfather gave me a ride.
yeah.
I was going to say OIC, and then I realized I didn't actually understand.
Oh yeah, Sherlock, you should probably mention the thing. Why you could do that.
My grandfather's a dragon?
Yeah. You should probably tell him that.
Ah! No, that makes much more sense.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, welcome aboard.
Yep.
And he kind of like gestures you onto pretty small boat. Has 5 oars to a side. He says, I've cut the crew a little bit. I'm gonna, if we need to row, I'll ask you all to do some of the rowing for us. But I'm sure you won't mind.
That's fine. I'm familiar with ship work.
Yep.
Very familiar with shipwrecks.
So are you, Sherlock?
I'm not the one trying to brand.
Rowing is rowing. It's not terribly difficult. Just do the same thing as everyone else at the same time as everyone else, and you'll be fine. It's a game of follow the leader, basically.
Yeah, Sherlock. Yeah.
As long as I get a deal.
No, that would be me. I'm the captain of this vessel.
Oh.
You also don't have a fancy captain sat, Sherlock. Kind of need one of those.
No, you don't. I don't have one.
Fancy iPad.
Wait.
Take out my pen.
I thought it was invisible.
Nope. And he kind of like tosses his hand through his hair. That is a nice eye patch, by the way. Matches your general aesthetic.
What about my eye patch?
Yeah, it's nice.
Anyway, yeah, let's get this ship on the sea road.
After all, these boodles weren't made for walking. He takes 3 steps across the ship and like stomps twice. Waits a couple seconds. stomps again, gives up, and just cries out, "Hey! We're getting ready to go!" And a group of 7 other people, various peoples. There's a couple of mountain orcs, a human, there's a satyr, 2 Herengans.
Oh, is you okay? You kind of made a weird groping noise. Sorry, they never did it before, so.
What the hell is
You
happening?
No, this happens all the time. Show us what the fuck is happening.
I heard electrical noises. Can I do like a Tinker's Tool check?
I would say yes, but if you succeeded, I don't know what I would tell you.
The sounds of a lightsaber.
What the hell is a lightsaber?
Exactly.
It sounds
You
like
hear the
light.
sounds of confusion. But yeah, the crew eventually filters onto the boat, and maybe 15 minutes after Shalek started making strange noises for literally no reason at all, you set out onto the open seas.
Onward to adventure.
Show me that horizon, baby.
Okay, I pick up. Oh,
Show up. Yeah! I fucking flare my arms. Yeah! Very wholesome moment.
alright.
So, whoever would like to, one of the things I did manage to get done this week is a random encounter table. So, whoever would like to, roll for weather and encounters. Throw a d20.
Yeah.
12. As you guys are sailing along, Ashanti kind of says, so this is going to be a decent bit of a journey. They showed me the map that you guys recovered from that orcish ship. Probably 11 days journey. Depends on weather. But so far, weather's holding good. Smooth sailing. Yes?
I can actually tell you the weather. How the weather's gonna be every day. Double check. Is this thing you can do? Yeah, a location for the next 24 hours.
At one location. We are moving.
I cantrip.
Fair enough.
I'll cast it all day, every day, Alan.
Who's Alan?
You will probably get very tired casting that much. But you're welcome to keep us informed.
Yes. I look at my hand, I cast a spell, and I say, Sunny.
Ashanti holds up his hand and looks up at the sun and nods his head. Sunny. Whoever would like to roll for day 2.
Oh yeah, go.
Going. Let's go. Monkeless. 3.
3. Later that night, Shalex, you hold out your hand, and that lightning sound that you were producing earlier flickers across your hand, along with an image of a gray cloud. Ashanti kind of glances over. Huh. That's probably not good.
Probably not. We should prepare.
It's nice to know what's probably coming. If I had to guess, and he points out off to the southeast, probably those clouds right there. They might blow us off course, but shouldn't be too bad. The wind, if that's what's going to come hit us, the winds should be pushing us in a direction where we can make up a little bit of time. So, we'll see what happens.
I have an idea.
What is that idea?
I kind of look at Raven. So we need some strong winds.
You see, I only tried that out the one time. I'm not too sure if I should do it again.
Alright, it's just a thought.
I mean, if you have any abilities that could get us there faster.
I don't know. I mean, I had this dream once about fuck. I had this dream once that this big cloud monster just comes up and just blew this like fucking ship away and shit. Of course, I was on the ship and it fucking almost sank me. Yeah, I know.
That sounds like a bad dream.
I want to keep an eye
Yeah.
out.
For whales?
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna try to harpoon it so you can like catch a ride, you know?
Now, catching a ride on a whale, that's something I'd love to do. All the creatures of the ocean
Those
are...
ghost sounds.
All the creatures of the ocean are fascinating. Kind of fun, too. Had the opportunity to speak to a couple.
I'll speak to a couple.
Yeah.
You do.
No, met a pair of dolphins that had been subject to a druidic prank, you would say. Knew how to speak common. So, decent conversations about fishing and sailing, and learned a few things that day. They were really polite, which is weird. I'd heard some bad things about dolphins.
What? What possibly bad things, rumors about dolphins you could make, or heard, or whatever, did you hear?
Well, I've heard that whenever a dolphin comes up next to your ship, means either there's a stowaway or a trader on board. Just old shipman's tale. I don't put too much stock into it, especially not after meeting a couple. But, you know, sailors are the most superstitious of folk. I have my own few superstitions. And he kind of stomps twice on his boat. Nods to himself. Anyways, let's get everything tied down before the night comes. The next day, the storm sweeps through. I want Shalex, Eterna, and Jin to roll dexterity saving throws.
By the way, Ursa's definitely with us, but I assume she would be in the cargo hold.
Yeah, it's a smaller ship, so she's like halfway disassembled and collapsed by necessity, but it's in such a way that you can like put it back together and have her ready pretty quickly. But yeah, Ursa is definitely with you guys. 21, 18, and a 12 for Jin. As the storm sweeps across the ship, the mast is actually struck by lightning. Jin, you were unfortunate enough to have been touching the mast at the time. You take 10 points of lightning damage.
I assume evasion doesn't help this.
Evasion would help. Bring that down to 5 points of lightning damage. Hell yeah.
Can I slap some mending on that bad boy?
Well, as the mast is struck by lightning, it begins to like slowly tip over, and, like break away.
Ruben, the mask, maybe try to oh god.
What do you guys do as the mast is beginning to fall across the ship?
Why are you asking if I have uncanny dodge? That's not gonna help us.
Can Ruben try and get underneath it to like keep pushing it upwards?
To like push it upwards?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a athletics check for me. If you would like to, you may use rage to gain advantage.
I'm also gonna try to help.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, I'll use rage.
Alright. Ruben, go ahead and roll athletics with advantage. Eterna, go ahead and roll an athletics. Is anyone else going to try to help keep the mast upright?
Yeah. I will.
Okay.
Bah. Oh wait, shit.
No advantage on that.
Yeah, no shit. Bah.
Nice. Nice.
Wait, is it still on fire?
It's definitely like vaguely smoldering, but it's like
Okay.
being put out by the pounding rain.
Okay.
With Draevok, I'll make sure it's very soft.
Okay.
Like it's not flammable.
Yes, you can. So anything that flares up, you take care of. Meanwhile, the four of you combined are able to haul on ropes, some of the ropes that hold the mast upright, and like Ruben, you kind of wedge yourself underneath the mast and just heave, and you're able to hold it upright long enough for Alwyn to run down, and he basically wraps a rope around the place where the mast was cracking off and casts a spell, and the rope shifts into wood and like stabilizes that part of the mast.
Wait, Alwyn came with us?
Not Alwyn. Fucking what's his name? What's the name I gave this guy? Ashanti. Captain Ashanti.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
I am bad at words. We all know this. Woo! Yeah, Captain Ashanti kind of dusts his hands off. Thank you. You probably just saved our lives. Good job. The rest of the storm goes without too much of an incident. It's a rough storm. Difficult. Puts you probably 2 days off course, but sends you maybe 3 days north as the storm just sweeps you out in front of it.
I will like to try to cast ritual spell
Are you going to do that? Are you going to try to do that during the storm or after?
After the
Okay. Then before you do that, I need someone else to roll for the next bit of weather.
China, go.
You know what? I don't trust Rolls 20. I'm gonna roll my own die.
Fair.
4.
4. As the storm begins to subside,
Haha, that's good to not trust it.
the wind calms and eventually stills.
What does my druidcraft say?
Your druidcraft says sunny, but as the wind completely stops blowing, the crew, and you guys included, take to the oars in shifts to row for half a day's travel.
No one.
Yes.
During this time, I will try to cast Locate Animals.
Okay.
It's a ritual spell.
I assume you're looking for dolphins. Or not dolphins, whales. Killer whales. There are no killer whales down here in this tropical ocean. Within 5 miles, no. This is not their habitat. I'm pretty sure orcas, killer whales, prefer much colder waters. So, casting again, at one point, there is a whale, maybe about 4 miles to the, south of you. At the point in time that you cast it. It's in the opposite direction that you're traveling.
It's worth it. I tell the captain. Captain, I found a whale.
Great!
4 miles that way. Point backwards.
Are you suggesting we...
Yes.
Why?
I suggest no.
Because I can help. Let it help us. We can have it drag the ship behind it.
You sure would want to do that though?
We will.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you an expert on whales?
I am an expert on all animals, and I turn into a squirrel. Here's the thing. I turn into a squirrel, and there's spores all over me, a little mushroom growing. So it's still a cute squirrel, but
The squirrel just looks up at you and there's like a tiny little mushroom like wobbling back and forth on its head.
I immediately instinctively kicked it.
Bloop.
Oh,
Bloop.
fuck.
You know what? I tell you what. Poyo, roll a d8 for which direction Shralex was kicked. Southwest.
that's the direction of the
So as Captain Ashanti pulls the boat around to come pick up this poor fungal squirrel.
No, don't turn back. I immediately tried to cast fly on Sharlex, and now it's a flying squirrel. See, everything's fine. Wait, what's the? Hey,
Range touch, I think, for fly.
Yeah.
if I don't shut up, can move to quickly.
I
pick up
mage hand.
Sharlex.
Can I just mage hand scoop Sharlex out of the water?
Sure.
Squirrels don't have a swim speed.
Sure. Squirrels are very light, even fungal squirrels. So yeah, Eterna, you cast Mage Hand and slowly lift a dripping and very disgruntled-looking Shalek squirrel out of the water.
Here, Poyo, cast fly.
Yes. Wait, how long does fly last?
An hour. No, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Do you think I can make it 4 miles back and
What if I make the whale fly?
do you think I can make it in 10 minutes, make it 4 miles?
Mm-hmm.
120 divided by 6, that's 20 feet per second. 20 feet per second to miles per hour. That's about 13 miles per hour. So, yeah, 13.6 miles per hour. 13.6 divided by 10 is only 3.6. So it would take you the full 10 minutes flying and action dashing to get to being able to see the whale. And then you would fall into the ocean again.
Okay. You guys, I'm gonna risk it. Do it.
Okay, Poyo, you cast fly on this squirrel, and the squirrel suddenly, boom!
I go flying. Okay, once I get to a place where I can see the squirrel, I want to cast animal friendship.
In the whale.
You would have to leave your squirrel form in order to,
I don't think you can cast things in
Yeah.
polymorph, can you?
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet.
I think not ever, based on your levels in Ranger.
Maybe. So, yeah, I cast animal friendship.
Okay, go ahead and throw that spell in the chat for me if you don't mind.
Okay, level 1 check.
Beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration, which is 24 hours. Well, it got a 13, so it is in fact charmed.
Yes. And then I cast speak with animals.
Okay.
Two first level spells, and then I tell it so that I am able to communicate with it.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell it, swim me back to the ship. Ship friend, yes.
Lets out a bunch of air from its blowhole and just starts swimming. So, we'll say, about half an hour after Shawlex disappears over the water as a flying fungal squirrel, you see Shawlex come back riding on this massive humpback whale. Just swims up right next to the ship.
It's like doesn't reach the water. I'm just standing on top of the water.
It
I
comes
dropped
up.
the whale. Alright, so now we're gonna tie some. Oh, shoot. Do we have rope?
Are you kidding? This is a boat. There is rope everywhere. My dick might as well be made of rope.
Alright,
I get it.
I need a lot of rope.
We have more rope than you could ever. Wait, are you going to tie the ship to the whale?
Yes.
I'm not sure if we have that much rope. Hold on. Yeah. like an hour or so, you have successfully tied the ship to the whale.
Alright. And then I will cast the spell on the 23rd hour every day.
Okay.
That way I don't lose.
Yep. So, with that, you manage to make a decent amount of progress. By the end of that day, you have maybe 8 days left of travel. I'm going to go ahead and roll that wisdom saving throw, and I need someone else to roll for weather and random encounters. 4, so the whale will
Okay.
continue to be
Do
charmed.
I, wait, do
Oh,
I
Alex.
get my rages back?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, these are days. Shit.
Yeah.
Jordan, go.
D20.
Crit form. Yes.
Opportunity. 5.
5. 3, 4, and 5.
Sounds about right.
Yep. At this point, the southern coast of Yanyan is in sight. Southern, southeastern coast of Yanyan is in sight. And as you guys are sailing up under whale power, because the wind is still died down, there's a rather large, like, merchant ship, maybe about twice the size of your ship, that kind of comes sailing up in the opposite direction, but kind of hails you and turns around to, like, match your speed. Lines are cast across so that Captain Ashanti can make his way over to their deck. A few words are spoken. You don't hear much of it.
I whisper to Martin, we can capsize the whale. Yes? Oh, you
You're
said
the-
all 3.
Yeah,
They're all
that's a good idea.
You can take all their items.
Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
It's just an option.
Captain Ashanti kind of heads back over. Okay, so I know you guys are magical. Do any of you have the ability to just create food?
Nope.
I'll take this as a no.
We're about 2 days from the nearest port, and they have they got caught up in that same storm that we did, but they took a much worse beating. They need some of our supplies just to be able to make it back to port. Crew of 26, if I remember correctly. 26, right?
I can make them feel food for 1 day.
That'll cut down on what we have to give them, but it wouldn't be right to leave them out in the ocean with no food. So, we're gonna have to make a stop at some point on this journey.
Yeah, I have good berry. And I can create. They lose their potencies after 24 hours. But we give them to them. Do you think they can make it back before the next days around this time? Because I can each day, I can make enough for 1 more, but it would last until this time the next day.
maybe some of them would go for that. I'll mention it to them. Meanwhile, that crate, and that crate. If you guys wouldn't mind loading up and helping cross the rope bridge with.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, yo. Yo.
I can just imagine Poyo drunkenly stumbling over to the crates, somehow managing to pick them up and just chucking them at the other boat, punching holes in the other boat and sinking it instantly.
Yeah.
Like a bad TF2 animation.
Are there any good ones?
There are some.
Yeah,
There aren't many, but there are some.
I
For 3 days.
teleported Brett.
That's not a question.
Anyways, yeah. So after kind of making the transfer, some of the sailors over on the merchant ship are like okay with the idea of Goodberry. A lot of them seem a little bit superstitious about it, and just kind of take a couple steps back, like, nah.
Alright. So
I don't trust that tiny little berry to keep me going. I need some real food.
Yeah, no problem. I'll cast it twice to give whoever needs it. One.
I have some
and then-
apple juice, apple sauce. If you, I mean, then again, it's a small jar, so I'm not sure I can spare it for everyone.
Does any of these guys look particularly
What kind of fucking Roll an insight check. Fuck you.
Or inside? Yeah.
They are all pirates.
Guard.
Okay. I give them my failed mushroom experiment.
Are you just gonna like try to slip that in with the rest of the rations?
Yeah, some mushrooms that are definitely not poisoned.
Amazing. Okay. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that, because you're part of the people helping move the crates. So yeah, just slap it in there.
Yay.
Okay.
It's a lot of people too. Kind of like it. I'll stay with the way home.
But yeah, Captain Ashanti kind of comes back after handling the transfer and everything. So, where should we? Probably want to stop before we get to the Fearlands. Jongbui is a good midway point if we wanted to stop there. Payan, if we wanted to try to stretch our luck a little bit. We're gonna have to stop somewhere to pick up some more supplies to replace what we just gave away.
We should be fine stopping in the capital.
The capital of Jongbui. Okay. Alright, we'll plan on it.
I know we also wanted to go to. Oh yeah, where the fuck were you trying to go?
Like,
Some river.
yeah, like in Yanyan, right?
Well, Yanyan's a big country.
Are you referring to me and my thing?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Jen.
There
Jen,
you go.
where the fuck were you trying to go?
I'm not Boyo. Just to point that out there.
We are.
No, I
very
just don't remember
different.
which one he was doing.
Yeah, we're
You know,
supposed to be going to the port of Gangnam.
Yangnam.
We have a map. We fucking drew a circle on it here. I just kind of.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, I'm not
It's not really a
sure
long-
if our supplies will last that long, but
We can make a
If you
big
can-
map somewhere.
if you can keep making those berries, we should be able to get there.
We should,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I ran out of spell slots. No. Yeah, let's see. I need a spell slot for animal friendship.
But Ruben, hey Ruben, can you use your fucking wild magics to like give like more energy to Shalix or something?
Sure can.
See, not a problem.
I'll cast twice. Then, how many of us are there?
There's 8 total in the crew, including Captain Ashanti.
Then +5.
Yeah, plus you 5. So it would take 2 casts of Goodberry.
Yeah, and we have extra. So anybody. Who
Yeah,
wants
it should be fine.
Anybody who wants an extra can have a awful intestinal blockage.
that. Hey, it's full of fiber.
It might be full of fiber, but that's literally enough calories to. That's 2,000 calories in one bite. That's going to expand in your body.
That's
That's
all
a
the
good
vitamins
advert
and-
for food. It can expand in your body.
That's all the vitamins and minerals you
2 of these berries can kill you.
need.
Try it now.
I cast Goodberry and eat all 10 berries. Okay, your stomach explodes.
If you did that, could I try to cast Cure Wounds on you? Or Spare the Dying?
Spare the dying might be more appropriate.
The good berry also heals you for 1 hit.
Only for 1.
Only for 1.
Okay, so your stomach is slightly less exploded.
Well, if you eat 10 of them, that's 10 hit points there.
Okay, how much damage do you take when your stomach explodes?
There's the acid damage.
Emotional damage.
Excuse me. So, with Goodberry, you're gonna go ahead and try to get to the port of Yangnam, which is another 6 days. So for the next day, if someone would like to roll a d20.
I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. Okay. The wind begins to kick back up. Let me roll to see if the whale is still with you guys. What's your spell save DC?
14.
14. It is still hanging out with you guys. So with that and the wind, that'll cut your travel time down. That'll count as 2 days worth of travel in 1 day. So you have 4 days worth of travel left. If someone would like to roll the next d20.
Alright, let's go with Alex.
Alex,
7.
7.
7.
That's good, right?
7 is good.
Yep. As you guys are kind of sailing along, Shalix, you're just having a conversation with the whale.
No, yeah, I get Vital Plantain pretty good. I don't think I can eat it.
You really gotta try it, man. fish only diet weighs like 20 tons more than I do.
Wow. Oh,
Whale.
Humpback whales don't eat fucking fish.
man. Well, that one did apparently. It
It's a
turned
cannibal.
out-
They
You're calling Bart the whale a liar?
Eden is. Eterna. I don't know if Eterna knows what the fuck a whale is.
What is this strange whale creature? Why is it so fucking terrifying?
That's really racist, man.
I said
Yes.
that out of character. Fuck you, whale.
You don't understand, Dad. You don't know how to speak with animals. No, yeah, they were calling me Blue. It was when I started.
Hey Sherlock, since you somehow tamed a whale, right? I guess that it could mean that you're blue now.
Hey, can you aim your blowhole straight at me?
Oh, you'll roll a dexterity saving throw.
I dodge! Action dodge!
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Because I'm speaking in whale. You have no idea what I'm saying.
And it's also like 2 minutes later because whale takes really long to say. No, you manage to like duck as just this jet of water and air.
Is Jen behind
Whoosh. No,
me? Is someone behind me?
no.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Alright.
Yeah. As you're just kind of like sitting hanging out with the whale, the whale kind of glances over. Hey, looks like rain. You look up and it does look like rain.
No, I don't look up. I look at my hand.
You look up at your hand and it looks like rain.
Oh, okay. Captain, rain.
Yep. Already getting ready for that.
Alright.
Thank you.
I'm the meteorologist.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's not a heavy rain, and there's not a lot of wind with the storm. But it does make the pair of days just absolutely wet and cold and kind of miserable. But as the weather finally begins to start to clear up, go ahead and roll for the next days.
Alright, who are we missing? With Ty, with an Alex, with an Alan, with an Eden, with an I, with an Jordan.
Or was it Jordan? Just Jordan.
So Alan, you roll. Go.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, go on ahead. You didn't get a turn yet.
Because we are not rolling anything higher than 12, which is my roll.
Isn't it a good thing?
You got a
Isn't
10.
it, isn't it a good thing that we roll low for these encounters, though?
Oh.
With a 10,
We die.
instantly. Now, as the weather begins to let up a little bit, you guys spot a darkly painted ship kind of coming quickly in your direction.
I'm in the middle of teaching the crew a song when I say this, and the song goes like, "What do we do with a drunken pollo?"
I just yell out.
You said it was a dark painted ship.
Yeah.
Can I
Almost
roll,
like blends in with the water a little bit. It's kind of hard to spot.
Well,
But yeah, I would
fun,
say Shalex and
Alex. Just Alex.
Just Charlotte?
Only Alex. Always Alex.
yeah, no, Shalex and Eterna.
Okay.
Sorry, I was checking everyone's perception. Yeah, Shalex and Eterna, you guys would see it first. Maybe when it's about a mile off, 2 miles off.
Can I roll history to be like, this is a... Actually, wait, would I know that they do this?
I'll talk to the whale and say, hey, can you sense that ship over there?
Yeah.
Does it sound good? Does it sound like they are carrying a lot of weight?
It's a ship coming this way.
Really?
Are they your friends too?
No. If anything happens, jump on top of that ship, okay?
I don't know. Sounds dangerous.
Tell
I know.
them that the other ship called him Chubby.
Oh, my friend just told me that the sheriff called you Chubby, and I know you're on
I
your
guess-
malted diet.
Can I guess heroism on the whale?
Heroin on the whale.
Can you cast what, Poyo?
Heroin.
Oh, no.
You don't have any.
You don't have enough. I don't know if you have any or not, but you sure as hell don't have enough to give a whale a dose.
Yeah. God, my voice is dying.
Oh
Oh,
no.
man, you hear it.
Eden is turning into
Listen.
an undead.
My throat's really dry like this whole weekend, and this is the most I've talked. So it's trying to quit.
Yeah, you're sounding kind of raspy.
You're drinking a lot of liquor.
I'm trying my best. I've been drinking many fluids.
Many fluids.
All the fluids.
Mainly
no-
like apple cider that's hot to like make it relax.
Yes.
I thought apple cider isn't good.
Apple cider is great. What are you on
Apple
about?
cider's
What are you talking
really
about?
good.
Fuck you.
You know what? Just for that, Charlotte, I don't know. I may want your whale to be a pussy, and I might not cast heroism on it.
Are you going to cast heroism on it though?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. As the energy kind of flows through, the whale kind of like shakes its head a couple of times. Actually, you know what? It's just a piece of wood. It can't hurt me. I've been working out, lifting weights, like this ship I've been pulling.
Yeah.
Cut me loose, boss.
Alright. I cut all the ropes.
I cast mending on the ropes and collect them.
That's a very good thing, because that was all of the ropes.
Yeah, I thought I just wasted all of the ropes after I said that. Oh,
Yeah, no. Captain Ashanti, like, started to swear, like, violently. Like, only a sailor can. And then saw what Eterna was doing, and was just like,
Fucking rope.
oh, okay, good.
Huh,
I was about to be angry.
Well, we got the whale angry. I'll ride
Here I go.
But Alan,
Yeah.
would I recognize those as Orcish ships?
No.
I wouldn't.
No.
Why? Well,
It's probably after
You would know, all
I've
of
only
you.
been gone for a year.
Cyprus. Probably only had it for a couple months.
You. First of all, the only Orcish ships, as far as you can tell, is only coming from one tribe.
Okay.
As far as you guys, all of you can tell, is only coming from one tribe that's located where you guys are headed. Second of all, you would all be familiar, after spending long enough with these sailors, to know that a ship with a dark painted hull is designed to blend into the water around it, and that's typically a tactic used by pirates to get closer to ships without being detected. It's like a camouflage. But yeah, so you all have the absolute joy to watch as, for the second time in D&D games that I have run, a whale basically charges up to a ship and, with a nat 18, leaps up into the air, frightening everyone on board. You hear sudden, shouts echoing across the water before this terrible, awful crunch of wood splintering and breaking apart. And Shalex, you hear the echoing call of, "Fuck you!"
Alright. Captain, I think we can see if the survivors want to join your crew.
I would, no, I'm not turning around for that.
Alright.
We're just gonna keep going. We just got 1 day left.
Alright.
Probably.
And, I'll yell as loud as I can to the whale. If you survive, you can go free.
awesome.
Do you not want me to heal your whale?
Heroism is healing.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it gives temporary hit points.
yeah, temporary hit points.
I mean,
Oh, thank you, Jalex.
we're about 1 day away, right?
Yeah,
We don't need the whale anymore, right, Captain?
I mean, not particularly. It's pretty cool to have around, though.
I mean, after I leave, I don't know how well tamed it's gonna be.
Fair.
I mean, I could call it back, but I mean,
I mean, we can always use blood.
Nah, most of this day is gonna be in a river. I don't wanna.
all right.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Heading into Yangnam was your idea. So would one of you foot the port cost at Prayin?
Oh yeah, Pollo. Just say yes.
No.
Captain. It sounds like mutiny. Just put him in the brig.
I was never the captain.
Captain Ashanti just like holds the bridge of his nose and shakes his head at you.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yay.
Approach y'all, let's overboard. Nah,
I start thinking.
no, but I do things. I do it.
Okay. So for the ship to pass through Payan and head upstream a little bit further to Yangnam, it's a total of be 10 gold per crew member and 5 gold per passenger. So 80 plus 25, it'd be 105 gold.
Oh, yeah? Do we have enough?
Hey, Chin, you got money?
Money? Are we talking about money?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can.
You can also try to haggle. Like the guy who's charging you this amount of money is like standing right there.
I'll fucking haggle.
All right, what do you say to him?
Haggle.
You know.
This
Haggle.
What about 2 copper pieces? 3 copper pieces.
Listen.
Can I
I
pass?
was chosen by a dragon, and I show my scale, my brass scales. Look at that.
son, you got a condition.
I do, but it was from a dragon. Man.
That's neither here nor there.
So,
If it's
I'm
from a
just gonna
dragon,
tap
why
on
aren't you
your
flying?
shoulder. Hippo, I got this.
okay.
I cast suggestion.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So it is a wisdom throw.
Okay. And what do you say?
I mean, it's only just one little boat. Are you sure that you need that much money? Do you think that we could get by with just, I don't know, 10 gold?
Kind of nods to himself a little bit. Well, it's a lot cheaper than usual, right? Probably have to foot the rest myself.
I mean, I'm sure the next ship that comes in, you could overcharge them a little bit.
Yeah.
Because what choice do they have?
Not much, I'll tell you what. Anyone wanting to get upstream here goes through here. That's why the prices are a bit overpriced anyway. You know what? I like you. Y'all go on ahead. I'm not sure I can do 10 gold. Let's do 20.
I gestured for Poyo. You heard the good man.
Alright.
Alrighty. Y'all have a good day. As you guys are sailing upstream, Captain Ashanti kind of looks at you. He's not gonna realize you did that, right?
Solid maybe.
Because if
You
he
won't
realizes
realize
what you
this.
did to him, he might.
Ah,
There
you
might
won't
be a
remember us.
problem getting back off the river.
He probably has a bad memory, so we're fine.
Maybe.
We're fine.
Hopefully.
Well, says that they don't.
Actually, I don't see anything where it says that they realize that they were tricked.
That suggestion is better than charm person because suggestion they don't realize that the spell is casted on them. Charm person they do, which is why as what's his name, Spellcaster, I use suggestion instead of charm person.
But either way, if he does realize and after we come back, I'll just fucking charm him again.
And with that, you guys arrive in the port town of Yangnam. And we can go ahead and leave the session there.
I control the whale, you guys.
I want to keep session
Well-
going though, just because I feel like we didn't do much as travel.
What the?
Hey, this
You left the whale. No,
Hey,
I think some funny stuff happened.
Alan, does the whale count as a land vehicle?
What does it?
And yeah, I know today was like a bit of a filler episode, but like I said, prep was.
I thought
Rough.
it was a funny filler episode.
It was a good filler episode, but I know it was a filler episode.
Yeah.
But next week, some serious side quest stuff with getting the Wistine is gonna happen, and I should be able to do better prep for that because I don't work too much this week.
Yep.
Anyways,
That was moving.
fuck you guys so much
Anyway.
for watching.
Please
And
don't
remember-
subscribe.
Please leave it.
Remember,
Please leave a
whales
dislike
are-
and use the bell to turn off notifications for this channel.
And if any of you complain that I didn't use polymorph to change Charlotte into a whale, fuck you.
I'm complaining that you didn't use polymorph to change Shalix into a whale, actually.
I was debating.
That would have been really
I was
fucking cool.
debating.
That would have been cool.
I
You should have done it.
I fucking should have.
You should have done it.
And
I will
remember,
do it the way back.
Well-
We'll do it the way back, I promise.
whales are friends, not food.
That's why we're gonna.
Yeah, guys.
Launch.
We're really good people.
Also, don't destroy shit that's not yours. Shucks.
Hey, I didn't do it. The whale did. Bark the whale did.
Ah!